Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy. We are back, and today we're taking a look at a very cool Transformer who's in one of my favorite paint schemes ever. This is Stormjet. Yeah, Stormjet from the RID line, released in 2002. Before we get too far into him, I'll tell you a few things about the other molds that he has been done in before. So originally he was released in the Beast Machines line. That was in 1999. There was two of him released. There was Sonic Attack Jet, and there was also Jet Storm. And they were both from the Beast Machines line. Stick around to the end of the video, and I've got a special surprise for you regarding the Beast Machines release of this. And of course, for the ridiculous size comparison that you will see. And then so that was in 99 for those two. In 2002, they came out with this amazing Jetfire paint scheme one. Or as a lot of people in Canada call it, the Canadian paint job. And then in 2003 there was two more. There was a Jhiaxus released and Generations Skywarp as well, all in the same mold, just different colors. Quick little thing I can show you is in this mode he had a reconnaissance feature. So you press this button and his head pops out and he was able to go and look around. Sorry for that terrible onomatopoeia, but it's yours, Naz. And so that was one of his reconnaissance features. There's also two missile bays right here, right there. And their launching triggers are right on the back. Those missiles did not come with the figure, sadly, so they have been launched into Eternia. They are gone into the void. So that's what he looks like in jet form. That's plenty of shots of that. Welcome back to the Back and Forth channel. So glad to have you here. Let's get right to it. Let's do it. Let's go. First thing you're going to do in this transformation is pop these landing gears in. Then you're going to take these legs, untab them. I like to move these panels out of the way too. So we're going to take these legs, flip them over, bring this whole section down. When you've done that, you're going to swing these out and out. And we do that so that when you bring in this whole thing forward, you can tab these slots over those little ailerons at the front, just like so. Turn your legs like this. Second side, easy ride, snap it in, turn the leg, and then you can open his toe, heel. You can open his toe, heel. There you go. So you got those open. And that's essentially his legs and feet done. Next, I would have, open these flaps. I'm going to leave those for now. Oh, no, actually, you do open them. You open those flaps, but we had them open. And then you're going to lift these up. Sorry, I was off camera a bit there. Lift those up. And then you're going to unpeg the arms from the side. They just peg in like that and get them out of the way. Same thing on the other side. Unpeg it, get it out of the way. And we're just doing this so we can have some clearance to work with the middle. You're going to flip this head section up and pivot it all the way so you can get clearance for this to fold through. Break the middle, push this through, fold it all up like this into that section in the middle, and then bring this head forward and down to clip into place right there. Kind of just sits there, but it does clip in slightly. So that's most of the robot done. Now you're going to take these shoulder sections. You've got these big holes right there, and they go over these giant pegs right here. So you're going to swing the whole arm section forward so that it can clip into place. And same thing on the other side. Swing it forward, clip into place. That's done, and that's essentially it. You can make these arms however you prefer. I like to kind of spin them that way and move the hands down. But that's just moi. Oh, leave those little cufflinks up. And then you can position the head and these flaps however you like. I like to kind of split the difference so that they're equidistant. Look it up. And let's see how he does for his obligatory stacks on stacks on stacks duty. Let's see what's happening here. Why is this different lengths? There we go. Let's see if he'll stand for stacks on stacks on stacks duty. Boom! He does. He almost didn't, but he does. There he is, in robot form. Now, there is a secret hidden third mode. It's not secret, but it's just one that's not necessarily talked about much. But first, let's take a look at the robot. He does have kind of thin legs. Megatron had similar legs, G1 Megatron legs. He's got these giant Devin Larratt forearms. Look it up. Arm wrestling, wicked. And he's got that pointy peepee section there. And the back is looking pretty tight. I like the sides here. Big swallow. These can be turned in a different direction if you want. Some people like to flip them over and have them pointed up in the robot form just to fit the flow of everything else. You do you, I'll do me. And that is essentially the robot. These chest pads look kind of cool as well across him. And we can take a closer look at that head mold. The head mold's cool. He's got kind of a air mask looking thing on, like an oxygen mask, like you know, fighter pilots would wear, because Transformers need to make sure they can breathe oxygen. So there's that, and everything goes back and forth on the back and forth channel. But first, let's show you that tertiary mode. So you fold these feet together, then you turn these inward. Let's get these hands out of the way so I can work. There's some pegs right here and some holes right there. So you just literally squeeze those two together. You just literally squeeze those two together. I have seen on many people's version of this, and on a few channels that did this transformation, that it just, these often don't like to go together very nicely, but I made them. And then once he's got those together, he can hover. This is his hover mode. He can go. And that's him. He went all the way to Cybertron and back in hover mode. Pretty tight, pretty whack. Separate those legs again, turn them forward. The feet are already closed, so we're going to leave the feet closed. Let's go back to the top where we started. Let's go from fourth to back. So we're going to untab these chest pieces to fold these arms out of the way. Untab this chest piece as well, or shoulder pad, whatever you want to call it. Get that out of the way. We're going to lift this head all the way. Whoa! Puke. Head popped off. Mommy had a baby. And lift that all the way into the upper position for clearance. Then you can bring this down, bring this through, snap that back into place. We can pivot that head because it's going to want to meet it in the back here. Put that all the way down. There we go. And then we can get these arms kind of resituated. So there's those pegs I mentioned earlier. We'll peg that right in like that. Pop that in. And I believe these don't really peg in. They just kind of sit there. So we'll do the same on the other side. Second side, easy ride. Snap that down. We'll fix all these fins later. Now, again, I'm going to leave these flaps up so that I have clearance for the hip section. So untab these legs like that. Untab, untab. You're going to lift this part up so that you can fold these legs into the middle section and spin these so the black shins are facing up. And you do that because in those black shins, there's tiny little afterburners. So these legs don't tab together, but they do tab into these pegs and holes. So they do stay put. So we're going to bring this down like that. And I can feel them squeeze in nice and squeezily. Move that fin down. And that is essentially it, other than hide those fists. It's top secret fistage. And you can drop the landing gear. And that is back from fourth. And then we can pop them right over here. Let's just put them in the middle of the gold bullion. Get out of here, gold bullion. Pop them there like that so we can do the size comparison, size comparison, size comparison. Bam! This is a container of mustard that I was given when I was at Costco. I asked them, do you have sides of mustard? Little packets of mustard. They said no, but we can fill up a clear ramekin with 10 packets worth of mustard in it and it's yours. It's yours. There's your size comparison. Ramekin of mustard. How insanely ridiculous. You know, looking at the back of these, they almost look like poppies for Remembrance Day. That's kind of cool. There's your wax size comparison. Thanks for sticking around for it. As promised, here is the little teaser from the beginning of the video that I wanted to show you. I happen to have donated for the video. Let's see if I can get this back any further to give you some more. This is the original, one of the two original Beast Machines releases, unopened, from 1999. So this is already 26 years old. It's in mint condition. So this is Jetstorm, a evil Vehicon. There you can see those 3 modes. I actually forgot one of the parts of the 3 modes. When you put the legs together, you pop the shin pads out to expose those thrusters that I pointed out just a second ago. So that's how he gets his thrust when he's popping up and down. Look at that. Watch it on Fox Kids. Oh, the good old days. So we can take a look at the back of the box. It's going to show you a bunch of the various Beast Machines that were released that year. And then, of course, all his information. I am not bound by the law of the land. Not when you can hover. Yeah. And then there's his various modes. There's a shot of his hover mode. And what would it be if we didn't put them side by side? So let's grab. This is Jetstorm. This is Jetstorm. This is Stormjet. How cool of them to come up with such a gimmick. So that's the 2 of them. Let's extend his head. Extend his head. There we go. So now they both have the gooseneck. And his has the missiles, my colleague. So there is the 2 of them. The other one, this one's in such an awesome paint scheme, and it's got quite a few cool details. But being Canadian, I absolutely love this one as well. So that is it. That is all. Thank you so much for returning to the channel. Please slide that thumb down and give me a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, crush that noti bell so that you get notified first when the next one's up. If you can guess what the next Transformer is going to be, comment downstairs. I reply to all my comments. I will be sending out a prize to the person who finally guesses what the next Transformer will be. I doubt you can do it. And also, I've been wondering lately, anybody who's watching the video that's still around, which is nobody, comment downstairs where you're from. I'm curious. Where's everybody from that's watching the videos? Say, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from everywhere. And I think that would be cool. So, folks, that is essentially it for today's video. If you haven't been told recently, love ya, Secret Guy, out.